Well, hello, my beautiful Librans. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-June right through to mid-July 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see what is coming in for you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way regarding their career opportunities, the pathway ahead, anything that they're worried about, anything that's against them at this time, anything that is going to happen that is prosperous for them? Can you please show them the way regarding their career sector and their money? What are they meant to be aware of at this time regarding their finances? What is it that they need to know at this time? We have the Hierophant energy, we have the Chariot. Some of you are feeling a bit stuck. Maybe that you have been working really hard and you're feeling a bit burnt out right now, and you may be feeling that either there is low motivation or low workers' morale where you're at. And if you're an independent worker, you may feel that things are just really tough right now. I mean, the Devil card can indicate some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit worried, a little bit anxious there. But I definitely see you're coming through it. I mean, the anxiety can come from the fact that we are living in very uncertain times, of course. Economically, things are shifting. But the positive aspect is the Chariot card is in the resistance position, which means it will go into the upright in the next 6 weeks, which means there's movement forward, there is more energy available for you to tap into, and there is success. So some of you may feel that a project has stalled, or perhaps you feel like you've come as far as you can with something right now. And sometimes it's really good to just take a step back. You know, sometimes when we get that bird's eye view of everything, take that step back, we can see things a little bit more clearly. And, you know, when you're in the midst of something, sometimes we get lost in the details or we get a little bit overwhelmed. We need to take a step back. So I see some of you just taking that pause or that step back just to see what you feel are the next steps ahead of you. And you're tapping into your innate sense of intuition, and you're naturally instinctive in your career. I feel some of you, you know, there is progress, even though you may feel that you're at some sort of standstill. There's definitely progress here. I will give you each card individually, but I really want you to be aware that this slow pace is about to pick up, okay? So round about the first week of July, things are going to get super fast. So I feel like you're going to be organized. I feel you are literally following your passions, and I feel there's this energy here, especially in July, that it's almost like you're obsessed with your dreams. You start to get really super focused, really clear and organized, and you're going to be very productive over the next coming weeks and months. But I do see some of you really like analyzing or paying attention to some toxic behavior, either in your industry or in your company, if you work for a company, or if you have a company, perhaps there's some sort of, you know, toxic behavior infiltrating the workers in some way, and you may be keeping an eye on it. Now, I also want you to be aware, sometimes it can be the expectations of an industry. It doesn't have to be a person. For example, you know, if you're super unwell and you're expected to be somewhere regardless of how unwell you are, sometimes that can be a toxic expectation that is not really spoken about. It's just expected, so you just do it. can also be that sometimes people exhibit certain behaviors, and the unspoken sort of rule is that nobody talks about it. People just say that, oh, that person's difficult, they're just creative and they're just like wild and out there. That's kind of code for people kind of like accepting really bad behavior. So I feel some of you are just keeping an eye on certain levels in the industry that you work in, for example. Doesn't have to be a person. It could be, as I said, like unspoken acceptances that people are aware of, but they are too afraid to address, or they just accept it as the norm, especially when you work in very high profile or highly pressured environments. Sometimes it's almost like this hidden thing where people just go, that's just the industry, that's just the way it is. But I feel there is a movement forward from this. I feel like you are taking ownership of your actions and how you operate under those circumstances, but also I feel like you are removing yourself from any experiences that perhaps are toxic, okay? So let's get to the cards individually. This is your first card, the Hierophant. You are highly knowledgeable about whatever it is that you do, okay? Now, some of you, I want to address this before I move forward. Some of you beautiful Librans have come to this reading and you're currently looking for a job. You may have left a toxic environment, or you may have been fired or made redundant or let go, or you yourself walked away because it was just toxic. Whatever the reason, I feel some of you may have been searching for a new role. You may have even thought about upskilling in some way, getting a qualification or a certification. You're going to be very successful in this, and it will actually help you move into a different pay grade is what I see. Now, for some of you, this doesn't have to cost money. Some of you could be learning online about something. It could be like that you're searching YouTube on how to code, or how to, build websites, or how to do something online, or how to, create something, and you learn it free. And then you may go for a qualification, maybe a shorter course that costs a little bit less money, so you get the qualification itself, and then you are ready to go. So I'm really seeing that at this time. If you're looking for work, I do see that there is an opportunity coming your way that I will tap into it a little bit more. It feels like a bit of a surprise. It's almost like you were not expecting to get that call. Okay, so it is coming through, and it may be that there was an interview you went to that perhaps has passed, and you thought you didn't get it, and it's coming back around is what I see. So expect that call, I would say. There's something coming in for you, and we'll go and see a little bit deeper what it's all about. But I do see that it has the potential to be a very highly pressured environment. Okay, so we will go a little bit deeper there. Now, for the rest of you, my beautiful Librans, this energy is all about having faith, but also it's about tapping into the innate knowledge that you have to make progress in your career. So some of you, I feel like you've been investing in a lot of effort, whatever it is that you do, and you've not been seeing the results, because the Chariot card, of course, is in the resistance position, but you are making progress. It literally says here, slow and steady progress. There's a lot of knowledge to be gained from both individuals. So if you're dealing with someone, because this card can be about proposals, it can be about marriage, maybe even a union. Now, what I mean by that is a marriage that you are literally married to your job, for example, or it could be a union between you and a company, or if you're thinking about merging, if you're an entrepreneur, this is a period of sussing things out, or just observing to see if you really align with your belief system, with the people or the person that you are partnering up with in some way. But also the Hierophant is to learn. So I feel some of you are opening yourself up to upskilling in some way. Some of you may be basically applying what you know, because I feel like you're already very accomplished and learned at what you do. You have the skills and you develop these skills, so you are quite established in what you know already, and now you're just really looking at where you feel like you belong. So I feel some of you are utilizing these skills, or trying to wait for the right opportunity to display skills or step into a new role in some way, because the Chariot card in the resistance position, it's like you got it in the reverse. So some of you, even though you have a lot of knowledge and you're really talented and gifted at what you do, you may be feeling that there's no room for maneuver, and you may be wondering, how long do you stay in a role before you move on to something else? Some of you may be putting your feelers out there right now for new opportunities. But with the Hierophant and the Devil card present in your reading at the moment, it almost feels like the gatekeepers are keeping the industry or the doors firmly shut. You may feel that there's either nepotism, or you may feel that there's a toxic environment, as I said, this kind of like unspoken thing going on where only certain people get to rise, or you may feel that the industry that you're in right now, the gatekeepers are keeping it a closed shop and it's hard to penetrate. But I actually see that doors are starting to open for you at this time, and it starts mainly as you move out of June into July for you in particular. Now, the Chariot card, it's in the resistance position, as I said. So some of you, you may have felt like you haven't been given an opportunity to lead on a project, or you haven't had the opportunity to move forward because either you're feeling unmotivated. I actually see with the Devil card, the Moon and the Hierophant, that you've been worked super hard, overstretched. You may not have the resources to do what you're trying to do, and it just feels like an uphill battle. And that's all about to shift, okay? Things are going to get a little bit faster. The Chariot card actually is your dedication. When you start to see that you're making more progress, I feel it amplifies your sense of ambition. It almost like supports you. Okay, I just feel this energy. When you're starting to see results, it makes you think, wow, okay, I'm on the right track. And now you want to do more and more because you can see things flourishing for you. And as I said, for you in particular, I think it's kind of third week of June as we move into July where things start to bear results. So this could be you getting a course of learning like certificate or qualification, for example. For some of you, it could be that there is movement in your industry and opportunities are being made available. I want you to be aware with the Chariot card, this is a card of triumph, and it goes from this position to the upright, which means you're making progress. I feel some of you, you may have a lack of confidence right now with the job market. So if you're looking for alternative opportunities, you may be feeling a little bit worried that there's nothing out there, but something is going to be made available that is quite a surprise. And it is more in alignment with your sense of purpose. Now also, even though I'm holding the Chariot card, I'm seeing a chessboard right now. So this could be about a move that you're thinking about in your career. It doesn't mean that you're moving from the role that you're in into something else. It can mean that you're thinking about the next steps, your strategy. For some of you, it could be an exit plan, because I just heard exit plan. Okay, now that's not going to resonate with everyone, of course, but I feel some of you are thinking about leaving a place, or perhaps a severance package or something like that. Some of you may be just mulling this over at this time. But the majority energy that I have for my beautiful Librans is that there is going to be some sort of movement or merge in your career or industry that makes space for, you know, new people to rise, okay, or new opportunities to rise is what I see there. Now, some of you may have had a disappointment, but I see that, you know, you are really focus on your dreams and goals at this time, and don't be worried, because I feel this sense of you not just leading with your passion. You know, sometimes when we get a little bit nervous or anxious about the pathway ahead, we start to become obsessive about our work. We almost like try to do more because we feel that if we don't, then we're not accomplishing anything. But I want you to be relaxed, because I feel the pace is going to be just right for you, and something that you have been manifesting is coming towards you. But I do need to tap into that a little bit more with the Celtic cross, because we have the Devil card here, and this can be a card of, you know, it's almost like you're feeling stuck, or you feel that perhaps you feel micromanaged in some way. I'm actually seeing a terrarium right now with this card. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. So in the water, the image I can see is a terrarium, which houses cacti, of course. Now this could indicate, if I think about the nature of a terrarium, it can indicate that it's normally an environment for growth, but I'm holding the Devil card, so you may feel it's not an environment for growth right now, or you may feel that no one is utilizing your skill set. Some of you may feel a bit bored, or you may feel that, you know, you've hit a glass ceiling or a plateau in your career in some way, and you just feel like there is no room for maneuver. Because if you think about a terrarium, it's a little glass house, isn't it? I mean, some of you, it could be that you've been under pressure and you feel that there is limited space for growth in some way, or you've been thriving in a very austere environment. I mean, cacti indicates that people are unapproachable, that you're just doing you right now, you're keeping your head down, and you're just like, you know what, just show me the money. So I feel some of you are really checking in with your environment right now. And because I'm holding that Devil card, it can indicate that it's highly pressurized, and some of you may even feel micromanaged in some way. So I feel like the person that is micromanaging you, and this is not obviously going to resonate with everyone, but if you have someone who's micromanaging you, this person is going to move into a different sector, is what I see. As I said, I feel things are being moved around, just like a chessboard. So this person, they may move into a different department or be seconded to a different branch, is what I see. They're being removed from your circumstances, which means the environment is going to get infinitely nicer to work in, is what I see. But anyway, let's get back to the card. It says here, watch out for risk-taking behaviors, and don't let lust override your judgment. So if there's opportunities coming in your way, and as I said, we will go deeper with the Celtic cross, just because there's more money attached, it may mean that it is a toxic environment and they are paying you to just ignore the toxicity and just do your job, right? Because the Moon card can indicate, hidden energy. So I feel it's really important if you're going for interviews at this time, putting your resume out there. Of course, there may be a company that you really want to work with, or if you're an entrepreneur, there may be a brand deal that you really want with, a company or, a well-known person, for example, and they may be like, love what you do. They get you on board. But if your gut instinct is telling you something's just a little bit off, it may be that they want like a little bit more of you than you're willing to give. And what I mean by that, for some of you, it may be that they don't want to pay you the money. They may try to take like more of a percentage of something that you create and you feel that's unfair. For some of you, it can be that there is this sort of unhealthy environment where people are not supportive. So really tap into your intuition if you're going to new environments, or if you're currently in this environment. I feel like some of you are behind the scenes putting your resume out there to find new opportunities. But also, some of those opportunities may arise within the company itself, if you work for a company, where you can be seconded to other teams that may not be as toxic as the one that you find yourself in. Now, the Devil card, it's not all bad. It means you're highlighting an area where you're feeling stuck. So some of you, you may love what you do. I mean, you are very accomplished. You're really good at what you're doing. You're very talented. You're very gifted. But you may have come across some conundrums recently and you're trying to find a solution. There may have been something on your mind. You will have a breakthrough. It feels like it comes to light for you. You find that solution. And I feel some of you may feel a little bit frustrated, but the answer will come to you when it's necessary. Also, the Devil card, it highlights, as I said, where you feel stuck. So if you're really feeling that it's the same old thing, just a different day, and you're a little bit bored of your circumstances, I feel, just taking a risk to leave may not be prudent at this time. I would say that some of you may look at the approach to your work or try to implement new practices, new computer software or hardware to help things run smoothly. For some of you, it's just about tweaking how you work so that you can have a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more creative control over what it is that you do. But if you are finding another opportunity elsewhere that you think, this is it, this is the one for me, I feel there's this energy of you basically securing a deal elsewhere before you leave the position that you're in right now. Unless, of course, you've come to this reading without a position and I see a new one opening up for you. Now, the Devil card, it can be to lead with your passion, that you're obsessed about whatever it is that you do. And for some of you, you may have been told in your industry that the only way to be successful is to be obsessed with what you do. But it's so important to recognize that you do need balance, especially you, my beautiful Librans. You are a sign of duality where you need that balance, that harmony. And I feel it's important to give yourself some respite or, enjoy your life as well. You don't have to be married 100% to your role. You can still be successful and have some time for you as well. And of course, for your family and friends. Now, we do have the Moon energy. Now, this is about your goals and your dreams, okay? But it's also about facing any fears. It's almost like feel the fear and do it anyway, whatever it is that you're going for. It says grow and understand yourself better and look closely and check and don't assume anything, okay? So, for some of you, the energy that's coming up with that card, it can indicate that you may feel under pressure or there is a boss or somebody who has been kind of like pushing you a little bit further and further, and you may see them as playing hardball, but they may see from their perspective that they are testing you to see if you are strong enough for a new role that is about to become available. So I feel new perspectives are important at this time. But of course, if anyone is exhibiting unprofessional behavior, I see you taking them to task, maybe approaching HR about this. I feel like you move forward from any struggles or problems at this time. But I feel like you're mainly tapping in over the next 6 weeks to all the knowledge that you have and seeing how you can implement it in order to make progress and move forward, which you will be. Now we've got the Five of Wands, pressure. We've got the Lovers card as well. Okay, interesting that we've got the Lovers card, which kind of connected there with that Hierophant, which is about the people you work with, the contracts that are available to you, and also, you know, partnerships, deals, sealing a deal with something that you love doing. So I'm just going to tap into that. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, this could be like a new client that is coming your way, and they are notorious for being difficult. However, you are someone who is a good people person, and this is an opportunity to really tame this person with your charm or your charisma, you know, and also with your knowledge, because this person respects someone who is direct and someone who is basically very knowledgeable about what they do. So I feel like this client who is notoriously difficult is actually going to love you, whoever this person is. And it's because of your knowledge and the way you conduct yourself, and the fact that you don't get drawn into their drama, or you don't allow their toxicity to stop you from being direct, but also diplomatic. You kind of like, you know, the energy that I'm getting is, for example, if you're someone who works in an industry where people are well known or famous, and there's like that diva who's like, I want this, I want that, get out of my way, I'm coming through, that sort of person. I feel like you're the sort of person who says, no, I'm sorry, you can't talk to me like that, or no, I'm sorry, but you can't have that at this time because it's not possible. And they're like, well, make it possible. You say, I can make it possible, but it is physically impossible to have it right now, and you will have it by 5 o'clock today. And they're like, oh, okay. It's almost like this person's never been told no. And you're not really telling them no. You're saying, it's not possible right now. Let's be realistic. Let's work together. Let's be in a partnership. I'm here to make your life easier, but I'm also not here to be your servant, basically. So I feel there's this energy of you saying, this is what's possible, this is what's not possible. And I'm not saying that it's just for those who work in an industry where people are famous or divas. I just feel you could be dealing with a difficult person who basically sees your composure and how you deal with the situation and feels safe that you have got everything under control, and that they know that they can trust you even when things are, hitting the fan, as it were. We've got the Moon card. We also have the Death card. Something big is ending or changing for you. There is a new surprise financially coming in for you. This could be a new role, promotion, or some new income that's popping in here for you. And I feel some of you may be even launching a new business, or you've just launched something and you're a little bit uncertain as to how this is going to go. But I see you multiplying your wealth. I see you thinking of new ways as well to work from home. If you don't already, this could be something that's on your mind. But there is an energy here of, interesting. We've got Five of Pentacles, and we've also got the Nine of Swords. So there is something here that either you're worried about or that's on your mind. I'm just going to pull one more card because it can indicate that you're feeling the world change. And, you can see that the economy is changing. You may be feeling the undercurrent of a shift going on, and you may be wondering, am I secure in my role? Is my money secure? When is there going to be this change or this storm or this feeling of everything being different coming in? And it may actually weigh heavy on your mind. But looking at your outcome energy, you've got Ten of Pentacles as the final card. I wanted to clarify. So it indicates that you are protecting your finances at this time, that you are increasing your money, and that you're actually going to be able to be in a secure, safe position to pay for bills, look after your family. I mean, some of you may even be thinking about setting up a family business or even a family structure. Some of you may even work with your family right now, and you may be wondering how things are going in your industry and how things are going to go for the future. Well, I see things plateauing at the moment. In the next 6 weeks, I feel things are like money comes in, it's easy come, easy go, like you're paying the bills, okay? But you are going to have like a surprise financial income that is like a little bit more. So for example, some of you may hear that you're going to get a small raise at your working environment. Some of you may even get a small bonus or an incentive. Some of you may get a new role that has more money attached to it, but there's more to come, is what I'm seeing here. So I feel this is not the end of like the amount of money that you get. It's almost like it doesn't plateau here. In the next 6 weeks, it's kind of what happened last month. I feel there's a small increase this month, but there is more to come. You're attracting more wealth, more opportunity. And some of you are setting up second streams of income, or you already have second streams of income on the go, and they're going to be very fruitful. Now let's get to the cards. We got the Five of Wands, pressure. Okay, Five of Wands is a card of feeling there's been challenges, you're feeling exhausted. It almost feels like, I mean, look, if you look at those two pieces, they're like chess pieces, right? They've got the chess board kind of on their shirts there, and they look like chess pieces. So some of you may feel that there's been rivalry in your industry, or that people are worried about their position, so therefore they may feel like they're against each other. There may even be someone in your environment who has been pegging people against each other, causing a bit of drama there, conflict. But I feel, you know, there's an energy coming through. If you are wanting to be victorious, you have to be prepared for the battle. You have to prepare for the fight. And I feel like you've been battling away on something, and I feel your ambition is increasing, and you are basically brainstorming new ideas to put into practice to keep your every working day a little bit more spontaneous, a little bit more manageable, but also a little bit more interesting, okay? Because when you do something for a long time, sometimes, you know, the boredom can set in. The Devil card can represent boredom, but the Hierophant indicates structure is important, because if you do something day to day, over and over again, you become the best at it that there is. You become master or mistress of your craft. So don't dismiss the structure. Structure is good, but of course you sometimes hit that level where you go, I've come as far as I can with the way I do this. Is there a more challenging way? Is there something else I could learn? Because remember, we're all students of life and of career if you're in a career industry. I feel like you are someone who is above the competition, is what I see, but you're trying to remain ahead of the competition by absorbing new knowledge. So keeping ahead of trends. Sometimes it can feel like a lot of pressure that you're always learning more and more and more, but it keeps you ahead and an asset to any industry or company that is out there. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, of course, you want to see what the rivals are doing to see how different it is. Is there any ideas that you think are really great ideas, but you could put your own unique spin on it? You could look at something and think, you know what, that's a great idea, but I could improve on it because I just have a knowingness and a knowledge that this rival does not have at this time. How can I corner the market? So I really get the sense here that you are looking at how you can challenge yourself in a really healthy way. Now, also, I feel some of you, this is a card of acknowledging differences in the office or in your industry, that you do things your way and they do theirs their way, and sometimes they don't meet or they clash. So I feel this can present that there's a challenge. There may be someone in your environment that you're having to just put up with at this time, but I see this person who's being difficult being removed. So they either move to a new department, as I said, or, I mean, for some of you, it could be that they step down from an industry. But I actually see that, thank you so much, I'm truly grateful. It's almost like you both have very different perspectives of the same situation. They see you as someone who is really great at what you do, and you may be surprised that this person, they come towards you, and if they're setting up on their own, they may even come towards you and say, hey, would you like to work with me? I feel this person looks at you as someone who's really awesome and would poach you, headhunt you, whatever you want to call it, to work with them or for them. But I feel like you're not about it, okay? I just get this energy that you're like, no, you just cause too much disruptive energy. It's a nice opportunity, but no, thanks, is what I see there. But also with the Five of Wands is an energy of choices. You know, it's basically you kind of like looking at what you can offer that others cannot. So whether you're going for an interview, for example, you're thinking about your skill set and what you have to offer rather than thinking of all the things that you don't have on your resume. You're thinking about what you do have that sets you apart from other people. And the same with if you're running a company, you're looking at what sets you apart from other people and how you can implement new practices or new knowledge to really be ahead of the curve. Now, we do have the Lover's card, and it's in the resistance position. The Lover's card at grassroots is all about manifestation, of course, opportunities, and you may feel like there's been a low percentage of opportunities for you to do something that you love right now, or to move into a new role or a partnership or step up in some way. But I feel that's all about to change for you. You've got the Death card there, which means transition towards something greater. Something is ending, doors, chapters, closing, new ones opening, available to you for you to do something that you love. This is a card of attraction. You're attracting something that is vibing at a frequency of your heart right now. So this could be like a new contract, news about something that you love. But ultimately, the Lover's card can be about a union between you and a company, you and a brand, you and your clients, you and the people that you work with. And basically, with it in the crossing position, it can indicate that there's been discord, or some people may have said some things that they regret. There could be an energy of someone abusing their power in a situation. There may even be opportunities available for people to step into right now. And because there's rivalry and everyone's seeing it as a competitive arena, it can mean it brings out the worst in people. So I would say protect your ideas, don't tell anybody about them, copyright, whatever it is, protect your inventions or your next steps is what I see. Working hard in silence is a must. But I do see a new contract available to you. So with the cards that you got there as your overarching energy, some of you may have a company that merges and you may be given new contracts to sign. Make sure you get all the benefits that you're entitled to, because a new contract signals a new role. So anything that went before is nullified. So it's really important to make sure that you get a really good deal out of this. If not, and it doesn't align with your belief system or with what you were offered before, some of you may actually decide to walk and get better opportunities elsewhere, and you will get better opportunities elsewhere as well. Also, with the Lover's card, some of you may be either setting up a partnership with people that you really trust and care about at this time. Make sure you have a contract in place, not because there's anything untoward there, but it means everybody's on the same page, they know their role, and they do not move away from that role and coast, because then there's a contractual agreement that says you agree to pull your weight in that area, and I'm going to do this. So now we know both what we're doing. We will make the business run smoothly. And if this person shirks their responsibilities, then of course you have a legal binding document that says you didn't fulfill your contract. So I feel that's really important there as well. And some of you may actually be leaving a contract at this time because you feel that either management, because I'm getting an energy of structure, management, changing, and it just doesn't feel right. There feels like there's a lot of pressure going on. Also, I'm being given energy that some of you, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this, some of you, there may have been some sort of relationship exposed in the working environment, or perhaps you have been involved in a romantic frisson between you and someone in the working environment, and maybe you are feeling there's a little bit of conflict there. Maybe there's some arguments, you're trying to be really professional. Some of you don't want to cross the line between work and pleasure, as it were, business and pleasure, and I feel like you may be stepping away from something at this time. Now, we have the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles here. So some of you on the earthly plane, this is more about doing something that you love. So I see a lot of you being offered a promotion, a managerial role or a position of authority, someone who has a lot of knowledge, who gives 100%. When you get this card, it means you give everything you've got to give to your career and you put your whole heart and soul into it. But some of you are checking the exchange right now because the Six of Pentacles is there. Are you doing something that you love, but you feel like you're not being paid fairly for it? I feel like there's a readdress of the balance. Now, some of you, if you're in an environment where you can approach your boss, you may ask for a raise or a promotion because you feel that the skill set that you have is being utilized in such a way that you are overstretched. You may not have the tools or the resources to complete your tasks all the time, and you may feel that they need to provide you with these things, but also I feel like you've been doing extra work or extra time because some people may be made redundant, or people are leaving, and it just feels like there's extra work coming your way, and you may feel like you're not being paid for it. So although you're like flying the banner of representing your company and loving what you do, you may feel that, hang on a minute, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. So there may be a really honest, open conversation in an appraisal that comes in the next coming weeks, and you get an opportunity to basically state your expectations. And if they're not met, I feel like you are leaving this position. But I feel you're in a period of reflecting on, what it is you love about your role, what it is you don't love about your role. And it's basically about following your heart. And if there's anything that really isn't vibing with you right now, some of you may cut it out or delegate it. If you're an entrepreneur, it could be that, you're very hands-on, you're a creative, and, you may not like the administrative side of your work or your taxes, for example. So you may employ like an accountant or someone like a PA or someone to like filter out all the things that you perhaps don't want to do. Outsourcing is what I see there. Now, the Ace of Wands is a card of transformation. So some of you have experienced some major changes going on in your working environment. And some of these changes have actually inspired you, but others not so much. Some of you with that Ace of Wands there, this is about you enterprising. It's about planning new things, having a vision of something that you want to do for you. So some of you, because you have two kings there, and again, male or female, not a gender-specific reading, the king is someone who has established themselves as being, a position of authority or knowledgeable in whatever it is they do. And I feel like you are someone who has a lot of wisdom, a lot of skills, and now you're thinking, can I do two things? So some of you may be setting up second streams of income. You may be planning to launch something in the next coming weeks. It's going to be brilliant. It's a spark. It's going to be adventurous. It's going to be a lot more work. I see that you're going to be working hard. Don't overdo it with that devil card there. But I feel like it will bring in two streams of income. So some of you, this may be something that is contractual, where you are in an environment where you have a steady stream of income coming in. And others, it could be a little bit more sporadic, where it's like freelance work or something that you've set up yourself. And, you are your own boss is what I see. And if you're an entrepreneur and your own boss right now, you love what you do, but I feel it's made you very serious about life and money. And I feel you are trying to find the balance to have some me time. May not always be possible. You're trying to be more disciplined this month, more organized, and get all those tasks done so that you can either go on a vacation or, spend more time with your family or friends. Now, the King of Pentacles, this is what is above you. A lot of responsibility right now. I feel, you're very ambitious, very serious about your roles. I feel, there's going to be a lot of administrative tasks this month, a lot of more paperwork. You're going to be taking calls, emails. I really feel like, you're protecting your position, and I feel like you are going above and beyond, and there is material success here. This is a card that indicates that you're manifesting more, that you are a natural born leader. You're taking charge of your destiny, and you're making sure that you're focused and grounded in the work that is required of you. So this is your commitment to success and prosperity. But also, I feel like you are a magnet for more. Okay, this is you trusting and having faith in the invisible. It becomes tangible. Okay, so it's almost like your dreams are going to become a reality when these are aspects of self. But also, I have to acknowledge that there are two kings here and the Lover's card. So some of you may be thinking about a partnership at this time, whether it's with someone that you know, or maybe a brand or a client. I feel like you're going to work really well together. Just make sure that you're both on the same page. Now, what's in the near future? We have the Six of Pentacles, a surprise finance coming in from the universe. This is, a gift, an unexpected resource showing up for you. So this could be, as I said, like a sudden raise. It may not be very much. It feels like a little bit more. But I feel like there's more to come later on is what I see. But, you're going from a Six of Pentacles to a Ten of Pentacles. So I do see that you're going to be in a very serious mindset about budget this month. Maybe being a little bit more strict with yourself and your spending, getting deals and discounts, not really giving up things that you like. I'm seeing that you're finding things in different places for a discounted price. So you still get what you want, but you pay less money and there's more money in your account. So the Six of Pentacles also is about reciprocity. The effort that you put in must be of value to what you're getting out of it. And that includes money as well as feeling fulfilled, like you're making a difference, you're making an impact, and you are. So I see reward here for you when it comes to your career sector. I feel something is being offered to you. It feels like a package of money for an opportunity. So I feel like for some of you, it can be that you kind of like what you're doing right now, but you're being offered like a new role and it requires more responsibility and more work. But therefore, you must expect a little bit more money for it. So with the Six of Pentacles, it may be that you get a little increase now, but if you continue in the role for the next 3 months, for example, there is a staircase to the next pay grade there for you. But I do see, I mean, you've got King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. This is a partnership. You know, so whatever it is, whether it's a contract with you and a company or, you know, you and a person, maybe it's a family business, whatever it is going to be lucrative. It will multiply your wealth. So any new ideas that have come your way, really implement them because it's opening a gateway to more for you at this time. Now, we do have the Moon card. This is a card of uncertainty, and you've got it twice. So this tells me that you don't really know what the future holds. You're just tapping into your intuition right now and seeing where things go. So although you've got a plan and a goal and, you know, a place where you want to reach financially for yourself, of course you want stability because, you know, your final card there is a 10 of Pentacles, which is about planting roots, feeling like you are making a difference or that you belong in an environment that perhaps is highly pressured, but you see that there is growth there. Okay, I feel the Moon card is like trust the process, tap into your instincts, and you know this is a very transformational time. So I feel that your industry or the environment that you work in is going through some major changes right now. It almost feels like growing pains, where during that growing pains kind of phase, it feels uncomfortable. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like, well, we don't know how this is going to go, but we're just going to go with it. And then as it changes and sort of like is either a birth of a new idea or new roles or new positions or portals of change opening up for new opportunities, suddenly you realize it can benefit you or it is rewarding or it is just wonderful. It feels like on the other side of change is a magnificent opportunity for stability and wealth is what I see, but also enjoying what you do because that's really important. Now, of course, the Moon card along with the Death card, it can indicate that some of these changes are going on either behind the scenes or in your industry, and they're being revealed as they unfold, shall we say. They may cause you to feel a little bit anxious. You've got a 9 of Swords there and a 5 of Pentacles. The Death card indicates that there is still growth. It doesn't mean the end of something. It means, you know, the beginning of something else. So I feel some of you, it could be just the way that you work changes. There could be a restructure of management and then everything changes. There's new structures in place and it feels really alien at first. Like, well, how are we going to do this? I don't like it. And then suddenly it feels easier and you're like, oh, okay, well, it is kind of better than the old way. And then you get into a routine of, okay, this works way better. So it feels like anything that is new is a little bit uncertain and fearful at the time, but it actually works in your favor. Also, the Death card can indicate some of you are abruptly leaving a position because you can't take it anymore and you have a new portal of change and opportunity open to you and you are definitely, you know, leaving something in order to walk into something new that is going to bring way more money. But for some of you with the 5 of Pentacles there, it may indicate that at first you take a pay cut. Now that's not going to resonate with everyone, but I feel some of you may actually go into a role that is more rewarding right now, but it means that you have a lower salary briefly, but you staircase. So I feel like, you know, you will recoup any money that you had to almost sacrifice in order to do something more that you love, that is not in a toxic environment. Somewhere where you're going to have growth in your career, somewhere that utilizes your skill set and really recognizes what you have to bring to the table. So I feel, you know, you're going from a 5 of Pentacles to a 10 of Pentacles. So it feels this year, if you're leaving a role and going into something that pays a little bit less than you're used to or that you're wanting, then you almost double it later on. It feels like, you know, you're increasing there as well. Now, the hope and a fear position, some of you are hoping to work from home. You may be setting something up in the home space. Queen of Pentacles is a domestic card. It's how do I multiply my wealth from my home space? So some of you could be selling things that you have outgrown. and be putting them online on websites in order to bring in more money there. So you're decluttering your home, as it were, but also being really savvy and attracting more wealth. For some of you, this is launching a business from home or something creative from home there as well. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur and you've been like hiring out an environment to do your business, you may actually find that you spend a lot of time at home and decide to downsize your office so that your business saves more money, and actually you work from home. So I feel some of you may be thinking that right now. But also the Queen of Pentacles is about multiplying wealth. So this is about your hard work paying off. So the hope and a fear here is you invest everything that you've got to make progress, and you're worried that perhaps it's not going to work, or perhaps, there is a potential here for some of you. You're so good at what you do. There is a person who's in a position of authority. They worry that you're so good that you could take their role, even though you're not really interested in their role. And that can indicate their level of jealousy tries to keep you stuck. So some of you may identify someone like that in your industry, and I feel like you'll bypass them. But actually, I feel there's this energy of you going, you know what? I don't think I want to work in this environment, and you take yourself elsewhere. But I do get this sense that you leave something after you've got a new position, is what I see there, okay? Now, the Queen of Pentacles, it also indicates that you're being very savvy with your finances. For some of you, this could be that you're learning more about money, how to manage money, set up structures, family structures, generational wealth structures. And I feel like, you're not just thinking about you, you're thinking about your future, you're thinking about your family, you're thinking about your children if you do have children, or setting yourself up if you want to have children. So I really feel this is you thinking about others, not just for yourself financially at this time. And I feel like basically your hope and a fear position is you want to create security and protect your role and protect your working environment and be successful, pay your bills and be able to save, multiply your wealth so that you can live a good life. And the fear is, economically things are shifting. What if you don't make it? But these are hopes and fears, okay? And your outcome energy is actually going to be more prosperous than you fear, shall we say, because we've got a Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles can indicate it's hard. It's difficult in the working environment. There may be a lack of resources, or you may be longing for something more rewarding, whether that's financially or whether that's in terms of making an impact in your industry. But you are going from that Five of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. So you're increasing wealth, but also you're increasing opportunity for growth in your career. And the Five of Pentacles, with the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, for some of you, I want to say there's no unexpected bills or anything like that. There's no shocks or surprises. I feel some of you, if you have overspent a little bit more than you expected last month, and it's kind of like a knock-on effect this month, I feel you are going to implement a budget that almost like plateaus it, like it feels like it doesn't really make a dent. You're just, how can I put that? If you've overspent in last month, it feels this month you're just on it and saying, you know what, okay, I don't need this month. I'll get it next month. I'm just going to make sure I plateau my money. Some of you may be shuffling savings around. I do see that happening for some of you, shuffling savings around, but you make it work and it feels like the money then comes back in and then you just shuffle it back is what I see there, okay? Now, the Nine of Swords, some of you are working overtime. You need better sleep. Some of you, there may be something on your mind that's haunting you or worrying you. So I am going to pull a card on this. But as you can see, it's like a storm that is in the distance and there's a tree there that has grown in a very austere environment. It can indicate that you are fearful of preempting some change that is going to occur or some transition, and you're worried that basically you're in the path of it. But if you know a twister, for example, you know that it can take any twist or turn. It doesn't have to be a direct hit. It can be that suddenly disaster is averted. So I want to pull a card on that Nine of Swords to see what it is, if it's something you're worried about, or if it's just the energy of you just being a little bit anxious about change. You know, Nine of Swords can also be that you need to have confidence in your skill set. You're actually really knowledgeable about what you do. And if you're going for an interview or you're trying to change something about the way that you work, it can feel like you're out of your depth in some way. And sometimes that can be exhilarating, but when you're about to do something really exciting and successful, because I'm actually hearing a song right now, sometimes that doubt creeps in. What if we can't do it? What if I fail? What if I say the wrong thing in an interview or an appraisal? You know, so I feel like you've got this. Have faith is what I'm seeing here. Three of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. Now, because there are three people here, and we've got the two kings there and a queen, for some of you, this is about a group setting, or your plans are coming together, or you have new ideas with some people and you're just collaborating right now, engineering a plan. It's going to take off. You may be nervous about it, worried about it, but I see that, you know, you're going to be very knowledgeable about it, and it's an option that requires greater investigation. It's something you're curious about. It's something that's exciting, and some sort of news will show you that actually it'll be very fruitful for you as well. For some of you, you're literally going to be headhunted. Okay, I feel for some of you, if you are feeling a little bit of extra pressure in the working environment and your boss takes you in for an interview or an appraisal, I feel there is a potential here to be elevated. It's almost like they've been testing you for a new role. So I mean, I'm going to pull one more card, but I actually feel like there's nothing to worry about there. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. So this is you securing a position, holding on tightly to finances, and the Ace of Wands, which showed up here for you. It's like a new project or a new role is becoming available. I mean, some of you may be worried about that. You may be thinking, oh, okay, kind of like what I do, but it is an opportunity to staircase financially and take charge of a new department or a new sector. And you may be a little bit anxious about it, but I feel it's going to be very rewarding, and it's going to secure your position as being someone who is, you know, really talented and gifted at what you do. Ten of Pentacles, more wealth coming in, opportunity arising. But this is about your knowledge. Your knowledge is the key to your success, and there is financial security here. I feel like you're taking ownership of your dreams and your goals, and you are the architect of those dreams and goals, and you're sort of making things happen for you. So as you can see, I was being shown a terrarium at the beginning, and I'll get to that song in a minute because now it's playing super loud. As you can see, there's like a tree here. Of course, it's not a cacti or cactus there, but it's a tree, and it's in like an environment. It's like in a structure. So it feels very much like, you know, you're looking at the environment that you work in. Is it a place you can grow where you're planted, as it were, or do you need to go elsewhere? What is outside yourself and the bubble that you feel like you're in right now in the working industry? Are there other opportunities there for you? So I feel this is an explorative time for you on increasing your wealth in some way. The song that I'm getting is an ABBA song, super famous. It is Super Trooper, actually. And the lyrics I'm being given are: Super Trooper, lights are gonna find me, shining like the sun, smiling, having fun, feeling like a number one. Okay, so this is about you being the best at what you do. This is about you stepping into some sort of spotlight. But I think that song is actually about someone who is kind of fed up with the way things are, that there's no support, but things change when they feel supported. And especially when they're supported by a loved one or someone they care about, maybe someone they respect. So, you know, I feel that song's actually about someone showing up at a concert for ABBA, and the person singing it is actually like, you know, it's just another concert, just another thing that I'm doing. It just feels like it's all merging into one. But now I've got the support of the person that I really care about, and it just feels different. It feels like I'm alive, electric, that I'm number one. So maybe this is about you being noticed for your skill set, being supported by your team or by your boss or by the industry. Suddenly it just feels like it's different because you're rising up and you are number one. So this is your spotlight time. This is for you to change everything. So listen out for that song, because it may actually indicate an opportunity coming your way, or you rising through the ranks in some way. Super Trooper. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I mean, if I think about a trooper, troopers are protective. They are fighting for something. They don't give up. They represent. So I feel, you know, this is you right now. I want you to be aware also there is a rogue card in this deck. It is there for a reason, so don't be freaking out. It is a special card. Not everybody gets it. So it's there to pop out when the moment is right. So we have Mask as your final cards. Mask. So this could be you seeing the subtext of the environment that you're in, or someone displaying their true colors, but you deal with it in a very professional way and they respect you for it. It says secret stash, saving pennies. So definitely being able to save this month, finding money. We've also got theft written there. Okay, now I don't see any cards that indicate theft. Five of Pentacles could indicate that perhaps there is something you want to purchase and it's daylight robbery because of the price that they've increased. But I feel like you will find a discount. You'll find it for like half off somewhere else. Okay, the Nine of Swords can indicate that, you know, if you do a little bit of digging and have faith, then you can actually find a better deal. We've also got acting, assistant, hidden potential, and unknown. Okay, so this energy of unknown, it can be, as I said, because there is change there. I mean, for some of you, this could be, a mask could be presenting your brand, for example. It doesn't mean inauthentic. It means, you know, there is you and then there is your company, your identity with the company. And the two are, of course, partnered up. But this is about, what does your brand say about you? What does your work environment say about you? So you're looking at whether your belief systems are aligned in the industry that you're in, for some of you. We've also got tree, which represents financial growth. And it says, coming to fruition, abundance, outdoors jobs, family business, stability. Now, family business did come up there, so some of you are definitely thinking about that at this time, or you're doing it at this time. And you may have had some losses if you're in a family business, and it may have been worrying you, but things are getting back to best. So I do see an increase there that is positive. We've also got butterfly, sudden change. And it says frivolous spending, short-term loans, art, movement, temp jobs, and fun work. I mean, even that song that came up was like smiling, having fun. So this is about loving what you do. It's about moving through the changes. And, you know, when it's like growing pains, this is the period where you then suddenly spread your wings and fly. So I feel, I mean, some of you may take up a seasonal role or a temporary role or do something freelance on the side of something else. And it just lines your pockets and helps set you up for the future. I mean, a lot of you are thinking about pension, thinking about the future finances. So I feel this is a really great period for you to get clear on your money and save for the future as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Librans. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little notification bell. It lets you know when I update my next message, and it lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which actually is really, really important for me too, okay? Thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light. Okay, my beautiful Librans, sorry about this. I've just come back to the reading because my guides informed me I did not give you a trinket for this particular reading. So here I am back doing the trinket. I do apologize there. Let me just get in there. Okay, so we have a pair. Okay, so again, this really connects to partnership in some way. A pair, both of you working together, but it could also indicate a fruitful partnership coming in, whether it's with you, a brand, or a company. It feels that things are going to bear fruit for you, all your hard work. There will be results. And we also have, oh, I'm loving this. We've got the cattle rune. Now, this is all about wealth. So this is increasing your wealth. This is fulfillment in what you do, material gain, and not being disappointed, not having losses, you know, increasing. So if you have had losses or disappointments, this indicates that you're being drawn towards something that is more fulfilling for you. I mean, we've got the ring as well, which is all about commitment. So this is contracts, unions, the people you work with. This is about reciprocity, things coming full circle. But most importantly, you know, this ring, it's not a real diamond. I can't afford one of those, but it's like a cubic zirconia, but it represents a diamond in this ring. And it's like under pressure, you are forming like new wealth, but also I feel you work really well under pressure, and it will be very, very lucrative for you as well, okay? It's like a diamond. Under pressure, you are formed. And we've also got the plant pot. So seeds represent ideas, all of these coming to fruition. You're going to start to see evidence on the physical plane of your prosperity in its purest form, but also that you've aligned yourself with success. So I feel things are starting to take root for you and are going to grow exponentially on the path that you're on right now. So I do apologize again that somehow I did not do the trinket, but my guide immediately told me that I forgot about it. So there you are. I'm glad that I've come back to the reading to do that, because that wonderful rune is very, very prosperous indeed. So I'm glad that you got it. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light.